Sup, Nerdmigo dudes, it is I, the most excellent Jive talking nerd, John Norgrove, joined by this bodacious babe wife here. We're here for another review, Jive. Oh my god, that was
a lot for you.
Oh my god. I gotta do less drugs in the beginning.
So, if you couldn't tell, we just watched Bill and Ted.
We just watched Bill and Ted 3, Face the Music. This is Review Jive. This is, oh my god, this was the best movie.
This was so good.
I, immediately want to start it just again.
I immediately want to start by watching Bill and Ted, and then Bogus Journey, and then Face the Music.
And just keep running through it.
And maybe a little bit of bonus and find a hack site to play the NES Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure video game.
Oh my god.
This
movie was so good. Okay,
Wait, read the thing.
Oh yeah, let me read the thing. This is such a short thing. A visitor from the future tells best friends Bill and Ted that one of their songs can save life as we know it and bring harmony to the universe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not wrong, but
yeah,
I feel like it's so much more.
That is the least descriptive way that you can describe this movie. That's like, there are people in it, guys. Come watch it.
Yeah.
That's, oh my god, what a bananas descriptor.
So this movie takes place in the future once Bill and Ted are probably in their 50s, and their daughters are their daughters are 24, 25. And we actually get to spend quite a bit of time with them in this now time, which is really cool because one of the things that they did that I really love about this movie is that Bill and Ted are just like older versions of them.
Yeah.
They're still the same Bill and Ted. They're still cracking the same jokes, but the age difference really allows them to get a sort of a different angle on it, and the same jokes even hit in slightly different ways, which is not so much a feeling of oh, they're doing this again, but how cool that they found a way to adapt the old Bill and Ted stuff to 25 years later.
Yeah. Well, they really felt like Bill and Ted in their universe with their knowledge lived for 25 years and we're just catching back up with old friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really exactly was a continuation of the story, and it truly felt that way. So the daughters are played by Samara Weaving, who plays Theodora, Thea, Logan.
Yes.
And Bridget Lundy-Paine, who plays... their names are so bananas in this movie.
What is it?
Wilhelmina, Billie, Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilhelmina, Billie, Preston. So it's Thea and Billie. It's T and B. But, oh my god, their names. They do, these girls, so I recognize,
Samara.
Thea, Samara.
Yeah, she's been in a
bunch of stuff that we've seen. I didn't recognize the other one, but they both were so perfectly, they had the body language.
Yeah, it was clear that these actresses spent...
they're just they're standing in the same,
and they have,
ways.
the same, facial, movements.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very clear that these actresses spent a really good amount of time studying the old Bill and Ted movies to get, how they move and how they talk and, their facial expressions while they talk. It is amazing to see. Yeah.
And this, I mean, overall, right, the ladies who played the princesses and Bill and Ted and the daughters and Death and everybody in this did such a phenomenal job. Yeah. This was so good. And you know what? I mean, there were heavy parts of the movie, and there were comedy parts of the movie, and there was
definitely some feels. I definitely got some misty eyes at one point in time. I looked over at you, and you're nonchalantly rubbing your eyes. I saw that.
But it's, I mean, this is just a genuinely heartwarming good movie.
It really is.
This really is like Bill and Ted 1 and 2, where it's a movie that takes place in its own universe. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
It has its plot, and it just goes with it, and it's so refreshing to watch a movie that's just plainly enjoyable.
Yeah.
Right? And I wouldn't say that this is like a popcorn movie or something like that. This was a fantastic movie. Some of the comedy beats were amazingly funny.
Yeah.
Right? There was a ton of hilarious background stuff going on. You know, the way they evolved the characters forward.
Yeah. There's a lot of time traveling.
There's a lot of time
Both
traveling.
Bill and Ted and their daughters go time traveling, but like separately. And actually, so do the princesses.
Yeah, so do
Everybody, there's lots of time traveling in this, but it's so well done. They go back into the past. They look for musical artists, and they're trying to keep their relationships alive. It's really cool because it really takes a lot of the overarching themes of Bill and Ted 1 and puts it into kind of like a new movie with a sort of a fresh take.
It felt a lot like Bill and Ted were on a very Bill and Ted 2 sort of a quest.
Yeah.
Right? And the daughters were on a very Bill and Ted 1 sort of a quest. Yeah. Right? And the princesses were sort of on this, like, on their own sort of, like, vaguely late Bill and Ted 1 sort of a quest.
Yeah.
You know, and it sort of felt like, what it did was it made the whole movie feel very full. There was so much going on, but you were never lost or confused by it. It was just that it stacked in this very neat way, where it's like, you know, they're doing something here, and you have questions, and they're moving on to the next thing, and then, you know, 2, 3, 4 scenes later, you're getting the answer, and, you know, you're putting brackets on it, and you're moving into the complete pile, and it's the next thing. And it's just, the movie was very well thought out. Some of the ways they went about stuff was hilarious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, this relied heavily on Bill and Ted working together like as though they had never stopped making these fucking movies.
Yeah.
They were so good together, so natural together.
Yeah.
And the daughters being so much like their fathers, but in a new way, right? It's retreading old ground, but in like a fun new way. And I really enjoyed
that was a thing that they did throughout the movie over and over again.
Yeah.
There was a lot of jokes from the previous 2 movies that were recycled into this movie with like a little bit of tongue-in-cheek. And I didn't feel like they were super pandery. The jokes were there, but they also made sense to be in the story. Like, guys, Missy marries someone else, and it's pretty hilarious.
It's amazing.
And amazing.
Everything is so. The movie is
but it makes
like
sense for the
levels
movie.
of self-aware.
Yeah,
right?
It's very meta.
And it's internally a very serious and logical plot.
Yeah.
Right? With, like, you know, real world ramifications. Well, in like the universe, and, you know, they got the song and all this business, right? So and death and all the like, right? So internally, it is a very serious structure of a movie, but it doesn't take itself so seriously as to become droll for us, the audience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The movie is serious, but it's fun about its seriousness, and it makes the joke, and then it makes the continuation of the joke, and it's so good, and it's so nice to watch something like this, like a classic like this. You know? Especially
when it's been reprised after a long time. There are, in my opinion, a lot of movies that are hit and miss with that, so I think this one solidly goes into the hit pile. It's rare that you can resurrect a movie series decades later and still have it appeal to people. Star Wars, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. No, it was really good. So they obviously brought back Ted's dad.
Yeah. They brought back Ted's dad.
They brought back Ted's dad.
Missy.
They brought back Missy. So the princesses were played by Jayma Mays, who I like in a bunch of stuff, and Erin Hayes, who I actually also like in a bunch of stuff. So they were both fantastic princesses.
They also brought back the same guy for Death.
Yeah, they brought back the same guy for Death, William Sadler. They had a nice George Carlin homage. In the beginning there. Like, I really don't want to give away more than is necessary. More than you're getting from the... I just wanted to recognize the actors and actresses.
One thing also that I thought was really cool that I was not expecting is that the movie, or the music that saves the world, the song that saves reality, is not a song. right? Like, that's not... Like, in Bill and Ted 2, it was... or not in Bill and Ted 2, I guess, but it was, you know, God gave rock and roll to you. So rock and roll for everyone. So that was an actual song by...
That was Bill and Ted 1.
Was that Bill and Ted 1?
I think it's Bill and Ted 1,
so that was an actual
right?
song by Kiss.
Yeah.
But this movie doesn't have that, so I'm really happy
it has a lot of original music in it.
It does have a lot of original music.
So, you know, and it has a combination of actors portraying classical musicians as well as... some actual Dave Grohl is in it.
Yeah,
you know,
because I feel like
Kid Cudi is in it.
Yeah,
like
I feel like if they had done it so that this song was actually like a song that exists in real life, I think that it would have spoiled it a little.
We can hear the song, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, what she's saying.
Get to hear
what
it.
she's saying doesn't make complete sense. What she means is that it's not a song that already exists. Like, they wrote an original song for this. First of all, this could also not be an original song. It could simply be a less popular song on, like, a B-side of an album or something like that. That's entirely plausible. I haven't done research on the song or anything. But the fact that it's not something that's super recognizable and popular, and really that is... it makes it feel more important. Right, and without going into too much detail about the song and how they resolve the plot point of the movie, it's more than we expected. But then again, I think a lot of this movie was more than we expected. I try not to go into movies with high hopes, primarily because if it was once a book, it's going to be a pretty shitty movie. That's generally the way that works. If it's a superhero, 50-50, those are shitty movies. You know, that kind of a fucking thing. But... I went into this with honestly really, really high hopes because Bill and Ted is like these like two perfect movies, right? And they're all these years later. I mean, we watched them earlier this year during the apocalypse, and they're still so good that you can still watch. You can show your kid Bill and Ted 1, and they're still gonna have a good time.
Yeah, but first you should watch our review of Bill and Ted 1.
Well, you should watch Bill and Ted 1 and then watch our review, but that's not...
I suppose.
Because I don't know if we go spoilers into those or not. I don't remember it, to be honest. But, like you can still show your kids Bill and Ted 1 and Bill and Ted 2, and they're gonna look good, and they're still gonna entertain. And I think that this movie does the same thing. Again, you know, and I brought this up a few fair times recently, that, you know, we're starting to see this return to that, like, classic... late 80s, early 90s summer blockbuster movie, where it's just a big fun movie that's just big and fun. And it doesn't have to be this bloody wherewithal that we're doing nowadays with movies where everything's, you know, so important and it's got to have some sort of bloody message or whatever the heck, right? And this movie, Bill and Ted Face the Music, is a perfect example of just a fun summer movie.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
You put this on with your kids, and then they enjoy it because it's insane, and then they're like, what the fuck's going on with this? And then you're like, regular Bill and Ted movies. And then you play them 1 and 2, and they fall in love with them, and the circle of life continues. Because at this point in time, Bill and Ted's the fucking circle of life. Right? I mean, like, these movies are so good, they're so fun, they're so entertaining. Dude, I mean, Keanu Reeves still has it. You know,
actually, so does Alex Winter.
Yeah, Alex Winter still super has it, and it felt like they just picked up an old hat. They weren't, you know, it wasn't like we're trying to be more dad-like or we're trying to be what they were just genuinely Bill and Ted.
It wasn't like when you watch the difference between like Boondock Saints 1 and Boondock Saints 2, where you can like see the age of the characters and feel like it takes them a little while to get in and like shake them off.
Right, that's not.
But like with this, you got to see the age of the characters, but also they looked like the same characters. It didn't look like they needed to like shake the rust off or anything like that. They clearly
and they had the body language
right where they left off,
and they had the physicality, and they had the jokes. You know, the timing off of each other and stuff. And it really felt like fast friends, you know, coming back together.
Totally.
And that made it such a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I mean, we could keep talking for quite a while about this.
We're gonna keep talking
we watched this on Amazon Prime. We actually just decided to buy it.
Yeah, we just bought
it. It was like $25. So this is $20 to rent it, which I know seems like it might be kind of a lot. But if you think about how much it costs to go out to like a theater and do all this stuff, it's not as much as doing that. But definitely rent this or buy it and watch it. We really enjoyed it. If you like Bill and Ted, you will also like this.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. It's got all the references. It's got all the actors. It's the greatest crossover of all time.
It's a perfect.
It's the best. Oh extension. My god, it's so good. Just honestly, want to rewatch it right now.
So we might.
It's whatever. Neither here nor there. Anyway, I've been John Norgrove. This has been Wife. This was Review Jive. We watched Bill and Ted Face the Music. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, share, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. And
be excellent to each other.
Yeah, be excellent to each other. I wasted all of it. I wasted it all in the beginning. Ah!